for Rovers. An official inquiry by the FA is now underway, while Bristol City's chairman Scott Davidson has pledged the host club will help police track down the culprits. After the game, he told Channel 1 he was reconsidering his position with the club. Police will be studying video footage and expect to make further arrests. Simon Mossman has the latest.
The game was already in its closing stages when trouble flared up on the pitch. Bristol City were leading with a Paul Agostino goal when striker Peter Beadle scored for Rovers at the opposite end. Hundreds of City fans stormed the pitch in shocking scenes never before seen at Ashton Gate. Some players were allegedly attacked and 5 people were slightly injured as ugly fighting broke out among fans. Mounted police were scrambled to quell the violence alongside club stewards. It seemed to have been an orchestrated attempt by City fans to have the game abandoned. But for the Robins chairman Scott Davidson, it was seemingly the end of his dream to rebuild the club. The millionaire businessman has ploughed part of his fortune into the club and has also introduced schemes to attract fans, young and old alike, back to Bristol City. Now he has threatened to pull out of the club entirely.
I love the football club and I don't want to be associated with what I saw today. I was just talking to Jeff Dunford and he said don't let them beat you, but I mean you start to wonder what you can do. I mean either they
at the game, but will be analysing video footage as part of their inquiry, and more arrests can be expected. Meanwhile, Scott Davidson is to conduct his own internal inquiry and has promised to punish those who are found to cause the trouble. Simon Mossman, Channel 1, Bristol.
Yes, well, the two sides coming out here, and we're really anticipating a cracking game because both sides...
Bristol City play Crewe in front of a home crowd at Ashton Gate. But one City fan can only listen at home.
We used to go and watch the match, have a drink after the game, come home. Now it's just a matter of tuning in the radio, listening to the commentary, and hoping we score and win.
Crewe and Bristol City are both chasing promotion. It's a crucial match. Passions are running high. But the closest one City fan can get to the game is his radio. He's been banned for life from Ashton Gate since he ran onto the pitch at the match between City and Rovers last December.
I was so hyped up and involved in the game that I just didn't sort of realise what I knew what I was doing, but I just didn't care.
These were the scenes shown live on television that spoiled last December's derby. It was a grim reminder of the violence that marred football in the 70s and 80s. The pitch invasion came at the end of a tense game. City were leading as they went into injury time.
It was all on tender hooks. I mean, people was whistling out sort of for the referee to blow the final whistle, and so everyone was looking at their watches. Oh, come on in. And we thought, that's it, another 3 points. We've got one over the Rovers as well. And then they went and equalised.
Bristol Rovers fans were the first to run onto the pitch, celebrating the late equaliser. Once the pitch was cleared, play was restarted. At the final whistle, it was a 1-1 draw.
I was gutted. Totally gutted. Just had a rush of blood. I went and ran onto the pitch.
At the final whistle, I looked round and there's these people sprinting on the pitch. I thought, crikey, we better get off of here. Worried for all of our safety. Even before the kick-off, you could sense there was something not quite right. The abuse that I took personally, I've never heard the likes of. The mixed feelings I had of actually getting to the tunnel without being hurt, and then realising the fact that there's 2 or 3 of our players not in there yet was horrifying, really.
I knew what I was doing, but I just didn't care. On the spur of the moment, actually, when you're there, you're in the crowd, and you're so sort of hyped up for the game, you do stupid things.
In the aftermath of the game, it was Bristol City's chairman who had to face a Football Association inquiry into the fans' behaviour.
I was shocked at what I witnessed, and afterwards disillusioned, to be honest. It was a disgraceful scene.
the FA imposed a suspended sentence on the club. If there was any more trouble from fans, City would be docked 2 points. Scott Davidson's message to supporters is that City's promotion prospects are in their hands, and he doesn't want anyone's behaviour to put that at risk.
I can't wear my shirt and my scarf. I can't jump up and down.
You can't swear at the ref.
Because I would embarrass myself otherwise. Anyone who was on the pitch on the day and identified by the police are receiving indefinite bans. These people aren't part of our future. They're going to come to this stadium and ruin a football match and give this club a bad name. We don't want them here.
Goes against his head, scores!
And surely a football fan should be given at least another chance. Instead of saying, well, have a year's ban, come back again, and if you're in trouble again, that's it, a life ban. They've just gone straight in now and said, you're banned for life, which is a little bit harsh, really, I think.
Cool.
Ashton Gate has all the facilities of a modern football ground. Away fans are easily segregated. There's a full closed-circuit television system linked to a purpose-built control room. In charge at the crew match is Chief Inspector Dave Harper. He was in the control room for the disrupted Rovers match.
There is a need for some central control room. The difference is in here, you control the whole event. Apart from the match, you control the whole event, inside and outside. You can see full camera setup. All parts of the ground are available on camera. A good quality camera, so we can identify people easily. We've got a printout facility for individual photographs.
Photos taken at the Derby match have been used to track down the fans who invaded the pitch.
Promotion from the second division, one way or the other, and the longer it takes, the reality is it will get harder and harder. So quite simply, the priority, we can sit and dream about Premier football, yes, that would be nice, but we're realistic. Promotion from this division to the first division is the priority.
The 2 points City will lose if there's any more trouble could be crucial to Scott Davidson's dreams of promotion.
At the end of the season, like you say, we got promotion. Will we be allowed on the pitch at all? You know, in the sense of they go on the...
Any talk of fans going onto the pitch is met with an emphatic no. The memories of December's events are all too fresh.
It's an offence to go on the pitch.
Yeah,
so
that's right, yeah.
we can't allow people on the pitch.
Even at the end?
What? Even at the end? What's the difference?
Oh, right, that's true, yeah.
For Scott, it's a juggling act. He's trying to educate existing supporters to set a good example and making the game attractive to the fans of tomorrow.
I know the reason I'm stood here talking to you today was because someone, when I was 8, brought me to a Bristol City match. Now, it's pretty simple, the philosophy is that if I can bring enough youngsters under the age of 12 into Ashton Gate on a match day and they enjoy it, there's a very good chance, I think, before they get hooked on Man United or anyone else, that they'll grow up being Bristol City supporters, and in time will start coming here.
With an eye to the future, City are developing young talent. They've recruited Dave Burnside, the England under-21 coach, to work with their youth teams.
He's a local man, but with a passion for Bristol City. But again, the strategy there is that with the transfer fees now in football, this club cannot afford to simply buy its way to a successful position.
What should you be trying to do? Trying to pass the ball in.
Therefore, we have to look at identifying the talent at a very young age, developing and coaching the techniques, which is exactly why Dave's here, in order that a very, very small percentage of those lads make it into the first team.
Every chance is taken to teach the right attitude, both on and off the pitch.
Do you think you could ever be incensed to run on the field of play? Would you ever think of running on the field?
No.
No, that's right.
You get banned from the stadium.
Sunday, Rovers are expecting a capacity crowd of 8,000 to watch the Derby match at the Memorial Ground. But only 700 tickets have been allocated to City fans.
We have been offered an allocation of 700 tickets, which is not many, considering that we have over 8,000 members and season ticket holders. In comparison, there were, I think, 5,000 tickets made available to Rovers supporters when they visited Ashton Gate. We had a decision to make following the problems at Ashton Gate in December. Did we accept the 700 tickets, or did we actually say there won't be any Bristol City supporters at the game? We thought about it, but I think it would have been wrong not to have accepted the tickets. I certainly don't want Bristol City playing an away match with no support.
City are determined to prevent any trouble on Sunday. All 700 of their supporters will be bussed from Ashton Gate across Bristol to the Memorial Ground.
They will simply buy a coach ticket, take their seat on the coach, and when we're sure they're who they say they are, and they're actually the people we selected from the database, then we'll give them a match ticket.
But this fan, who invaded the pitch last December, is only banned from Ashton Gate. He can still go to away matches, like Sunday's Derby.
If I really wanted to get a ticket, I could get one. What's to stop me going down wherever the Rovers shop is and purchase a ticket? I mean, if City's gone, I don't stand up and start shouting. How do they know whether I'm supporting City or Rovers?
This is where visiting supporters enter the Memorial Ground. The fencing is one of a number of alterations made to the rugby ground to control football fans.
Visiting supporters come in through the turnstiles here, have access to this area, which is dedicated solely to visiting fans. There is a capacity of 700. That will be reached tonight with the visit of Plymouth. They have sold all their tickets, so we're expecting a full away capacity in this area, which is, as I said, is 700. Next to the away area is a sterile section, which tonight will be sealed off. No fans have access to this area other than police, steward and paramedics.
Had been chaperoned by coach from Ashton Gate. Nevertheless, a handful of supporters made trouble and scuffles broke out. One of Rovers' directors, Barry Bradshaw, helping a family to escape to safety here. It's disruption both teams can do without, especially with the extra security in place.
I think it went very well. I mean, there are a few little hiccups, but they were soon sorted out. And, you know, I think it's been a very, if you like, low-key day for a derby match. So, you know, I'd like to thank the police and the stewards for doing an excellent job today.
Last December's pitch invasion at Ashton Gate was a more serious matter. Police said today they'd made 37 arrests as a result of the trouble. The Football Association also announced today it will not take action over yesterday's fighting. Welcome news to Bristol City, who could have lost 2 points as a result, seriously denting their promotion hopes. Tony Arnese, HTV News, Bristol.
The Football Association has said it's unlikely that either Bristol City or Bristol Rovers will be punished following crowd trouble at yesterday's match. Officials at the FA will study reports from the police and their own crowd advisor that say there probably won't be any charges. Extensive measures had been taken to prevent a repeat of trouble at the end of the previous match between the clubs last December. The 700 Bristol City fans had to prove who they were before being given tickets and being bussed in to take their place in the away fans' enclosure. But it was known that some City supporters would end up among the home fans. They were spotted when Bristol City scored half an hour into the game and scuffles broke out. Stewards struggled to contain the angry Rovers supporters and the City fans were led away to a barrage of abuse. Bristol Rovers directors talked to fans trying to calm the situation. Other supporters made their way to safer parts of the ground. In all, there were 11 arrests. Afterwards, there was still anger that Bristol City fans were on the Rovers terracing.
Weren't you being provocative, though, by going in the Rovers' end?
I don't think so, no. I mean, they knew, and I did it last season at Torrington Park. And if you keep quiet and you don't want to cause trouble, then you won't cause trouble.
You must remember that even though we segregate tickets, it's not an offence for a Bristol City fan to be in that area of the ground, and I'm sure that there were others there that just watched the match very quietly and enjoyed the game.
After December's problems, Bristol City knew any further trouble could lead to a 2-point deduction. They, like Bristol Rovers, are pleased that the FA say charges are unlikely. Well, the game itself ended in a 2-1 victory for Bristol City, a result which puts them back in the promotion chase but increases the pressure on Bristol Rovers at the other end of the table.
The game had settled into scrappy mediocrity before Paul Agostino put City ahead after half an hour with a well-taken goal. Bristol Rovers had a chance to get back into the game shortly before half-time when they were awarded a penalty. Gary Owers is the City defender, adjudged to have handled the ball. Peter Beadle, who equalised in the last Derby game, didn't make the most of this opportunity to do it again, leaving his fans in despair. In the second half, Sean Gota put City 2 up, holding off Lee Martin's challenge to shoot past Andy Collett. Bristol Rovers did get one back through Julian Alsop to set up a tense finish, but Bristol City held on.
And especially pleased with the performance. I thought the performance was very professional, and I thought we thoroughly deserved our 3 points.
So, victory for City in the 82nd Bristol League Derby, the first at the Memorial Ground. Takes them into 9th place. Stephen Lamb, BBC News West.